Do you want to know how to turn a regular lead that already sounds good like this into leads that make them say,
"It's so big"?
So stick around for the entire video because I have a few tips that can make your leads so much bigger. On the left side you'll see the stereo image of the track Fireflies by Fertile, and you'll just notice how much bigger that stereo image is compared to the right one, which are the leads that I created for this track. And I noticed this when I was doing mastering for my own tracks, that just my stereo field isn't as strong as bigger professionals. So I went to do some research, and today I'll share with you what I found out. And also just a quick tip, download the Stereo Imager 2 from Ozone. It's a free plugin and it's going to help you create a way better stereo image. The first thing that we can do is add panning into our synths. We make lots of hypersaws for hardstyle, so we can use all of these different oscillators to pan them a little bit to the left, pan them a little bit to the right, and just create a bigger stereo image that way. You'll notice over here with this Serum instance for my body chords, how much of a difference it makes. Now do please note that you can't make everything stereo. You do need some good mono sounds which will carry the whole body of the lead. And that's what the top lead is for. As you'll see, it has just one voice on both oscillators and the retrick is turned on, but they always play mono, and we want that because that is also a spot that needs to be filled in the mix. But just to show you, all the other layers of my lead are having more stereo image, so that's when we can use that panning inside of our oscillators or inside of the synths to create a better stereo image. Another thing that we can do is we can also put a Imager 2 on top of a lead layer. And the Imager 2 also has the possibility to make leads more wide. You have the width, which of course makes the whole sound more wide, and you have the stereoize option. Just notice what happens when I play with the width of the synth. And for the stereoize option, it's basically just creating a delay in between the left and the right channel, and that makes the whole sound more stereo, just in a little bit of a different way. So with just these few tweaks inside of the imager, you're already noticing that we're getting a bigger stereo image. Now the chord section of your leads probably take care of the biggest part of the stereo image. But we can also emphasize this by adding some side EQ. So if we add a Pro Q3, we just boost the sides a little bit, but not too much. We can add more side information, but just be careful that you don't do it too much to bring the lead out of balance. And now by implementing these three tricks already, we're having a bigger stereo image for our lead. Just watch. So the lead is already a little bit bigger, but you do still see that it's not as big as the professionals have it. And there's still something that we have to do to create that bigger feeling. And that's when limiting and clipping comes into play. So the next step that we can do is we can go to our dry leads bus before any reverb, and we can put an inflator on there. An inflator is basically just a soft clipper. The soft clipper will just squash the signal a little bit more and thus make it more loud, so that the side signals of the lead will become louder and more audible as well. Just notice what happens when I'm pulling up the effect on the inflator and just watch the imager. So the next thing that we can do is just add a little bit of limiting. Now this one-to-one function is very useful because then we can actually hear what the limiting is doing and if it's adding more distortion. And the little headphones button next to the one-to-one ratio is also really useful because it shows you how much you're actually clipping. It solos the clipping signal. So then you can check if it's not too much. So we've just limited our leads and you can already notice that it creates a bigger sound. Now you can imagine if you put your track to a mastering engineer, it's going to be limited again, so your track is going to get bigger again. Also, of course, a track doesn't have only leads, there's stuff behind there. So just listen what happens if we put these background sounds behind the lead and then put that extra limiting that a mastering engineer would do as well. It's gonna sound huge. Now I hope you liked the tutorial, learned something from it, and hopefully I'll see you back soon again. Cheers!